Hello everybody, Simslife here, back with another video. And in today's video I kind of wanted to get into a part 2 to the tattoo video that I made almost a year ago. I kind of said that I would make a part 2, you know, like other placements and other things that you can do. I kind of wanted to get into fonts and like finger tattoos and placing like tattoos maybe by the eye or maybe even on the neck. So I will try to remember to timestamp things so that way you can maybe skip to something in particular. I do want to get into a website that I like to use where I download different fonts from and how to install them. So, alright, so with that said, I think the first thing I'm going to get into is where I get my fonts from. Now, everything that I use will be linked in the description below. So the website that I like to get my fonts from is called thefont.com, and of course those will be in the description, and almost any kind of font that you can think of will be here. You know, we can click on like Western style, curly, old school, cartoony, and this is pretty much the way your font is going to show up. Now there is also shapes, and I will show you how you would use these. You know, you can get like an arrow, a star, like I guess like a little vine here with some hearts. I'm going to download 2 different types of fonts so that way I can show you exactly how you would use these. Let's go ahead, just for the sake of this video, I'm a horror fanatic, so maybe I'll look at the horror ones, and these you can get skulls. Let's see here. Grim Reaper. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and download, it's called The Death, and these are just symbols. So I'm going to, when you click on it, here, it will tell you the letter that you need for that specific symbol. Sorry if you hear a car in the background. Because I want the Grim Reaper. So you will have to probably bounce back and forth or make a little note on what the letter is that you want to use. Like for this one here, you would have to use a capital N. And this is the image that it's going to show. So let's go ahead and download this. All you would do is hit the download, and then it's going to pop up in your downloads folder. I'm going to go download one more before I get out of here. Let me see here. I'm going to probably use the capital N, so I'm just have to remember that, and you have to remember the name. It will give you a little sheet too in your downloads. You'll see. Let's go ahead and download. I'm just going to download like a little curly one. Let's try something like this. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the download. And now we'll go look at our downloads folder. Okay, so here's one of the fonts that we just downloaded, The Death and Beautiful Friends. So I'm going to go ahead and extract both of these. Okay, so let's click on The Death right here. It's unfortunately this one did not come with. Some of them do. I have downloaded some in the past that did, but this one did not. So we're just going to click on it, and right here up where it says install, we're just going to hit install. Now it's installed. Okay, we're going to go back to our fonts here. Beautiful Friends is the other one. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to hit install. Okay, so now that we got our font saved, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you would use these for a tattoo. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a kind of like a Photoshop tutorial too at the same time. So I'm going to use the Alt. I'm going to hit Alt and my scroll wheel on my mouse just to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Let's start with the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper one. So now that we got our template open, which will be in the description, right up here, this is where you will find your font that you installed. So I'm looking for The Death, And that is, they're all alphabetical order right here. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to make the font as big as possible. You can make it bigger after that. I'm going to hit 72. Click on the T for the font. I'm going to click on a template. It made a new layer for me. And then I'm going to hit Shift N for the capital N. And there is the Grim Reaper. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit a check mark now that it's on there, and I'm going to go to my move tool right up here. So that way I can grab it and move it around. I'm going to hit Shift T for free transform, and I'm just going to go ahead and make it bigger. Okay, now I'm going to put this like on the back. Now there are clothes that are on the template, you know, the bra and the underwear, but that's okay because it will go underneath the clothes. And okay, so we'll just put it like, I'm just going to make it big just so that way it goes through the clothes so that way you can see. And I'm going to make 3 tattoos. I'm going to make one here, and I'm going to make one for the fingers, and I'm going to put like one by the eye. Okay, so now that we got this on the back, I'm going to go ahead and just play with the opacity a little bit. Here, we'll bring it down to maybe 75. There you go, that looks good. I mean, we could, you know, this is just for the tutorial. You could always make it lower if it's still too dark. And you can always come back and play with it. It's a little back and forth whenever you're doing this. Okay, so now we got the Grim Reaper here. Or you can put it lower, where, you know, where it might be coming out through like the clothing here. Just keep in mind though that if you use like Wicked Whims or any kind of desensor, it is going to show up on the on her backside, on her butt. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back up to right around where I had it. Okay. Now let's do another. I'm gonna make this smaller because I'm gonna put this one by the eye. Now you can always find like transparent pictures on the internet and make them transparent, removing the background. I will link in the description the very first tutorial I ever did on tattoos, and I showed you how to do it there, so I would check out that one too if you need to. Okay, so this video is just strictly about other placements and putting things in other locations. So now let's go back to our font. I'm going to go down here, click on the background layer, and I'm going to click this little paper right here down here to make a new layer. Okay, we're clicked on our T for our font. I'm going to go ahead and make that smaller because it's going to go by the eye, so it's got to be small. We're going to start with 10. I can always make it smaller after that. I'm going to click on anywhere on a template, and now I'm going to do Shift O for a 10. That's okay, that's pretty small. Hold on, let me back that up right here. Okay, let's start with like 24. We'll do Shift O for the other. Yeah, you can see it right there. I'm gonna hit the check mark. I could always make it bigger. And go to the move tool, and let's like maybe put it like right at the corner. I'm gonna make this just a little bit bigger, so that way it can be seen. Put it like right by the eye. Put it underneath the eye if you want. You could do like a teardrop, a cross. You know, just make sure it's really small because it's gonna be going underneath the eye. Here, we'll put it like right by the eye. My cat's meowing. So I'm going to go to the opacity and make it just maybe a little bit lighter. Where did I put it to? Yeah, that looks good. It's just for the tutorial. You could always make it smaller. Alright, now let's do one more thing. Let's go to the fingers. Of course you could save these all separately. I'm just doing this all in one. Now let's do like a finger tattoo. I'm going to use impact for the font. I'm going to make it the smallest font possible, which is 6. We can make it smaller after that from there. That's just what it shows here. So we're going to start with 6. Now I'm going to use impact. You can use whatever font you want. I'm just doing this so it's visible. Okay, and then we're going to do these one at a time. So let's start with a new layer. I'm going to click right around the finger. I'm going to make a capital L. I have nothing in mind, so we're just going with love. Now we'll make another layer after that. Do a capital, let's click right around here. It doesn't matter where I'm putting them. I'm going to shift them around. I'm going to make another, to hit the check mark, we're going to make another layer. Capital V. Oh, make sure to hit the capital V. Make sure to hit the letter thing. Hit the check mark. Do another layer. And we'll click right around the pinky area. Capital E. Now we'll hit the check mark. Let's use the Alt, scroll in a little bit. Use our move tool so we can move these letters around individually. That way they're lined up on the fingers. This isn't going to be perfect. I'm not trying to make this like an hour long. Okay. So let's just say this is where we want them. Say they're all lined up. What we'll do now is from the E all the way to the L, we're going to group them. So we'll click on the E here. Shift click on the V, on the O, and on the L. Now you're going to want to hit Control G. I'll put it up on the screen because sometimes I don't say the letters as audibly as I should. It's a speech thing. So now that we have, say this is where we want them, now we can just go ahead and click on the group. We can move them as one. If you wanted to line it up just a little bit differently. Okay, let's put it back where we had it. We could also we can right click on the group, go to blending options. We can go to color overlay. Here we can change the color. We want it like a different color. Let's try like a purple. See how that looks. I don't know. And then I want to show you like one other thing that you can do with font. We'll go back to our background layer. We'll make a new layer. I am going to make this one bigger again. We're going to keep it in pack so that way I can see it very good. You can have whatever font you want. And let's do like, well, let's see here. Let's look at that one font. The one font that I did download, the friend one, it's not as dark as I was hoping it would have been. So it was Beautiful Friends. So let's go ahead. I have it set to 72. We're going to click anywhere here and let's try like, I don't know, love, hate. We'll do it all in caps. That's pretty big. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Let's try 20. Let's try 30. Yeah, this definitely wasn't what I was expecting. So let's go ahead to the move tool. And here's like, I'm just gonna make this just a little bit smaller. Okay. So so now when you come up here, I'll zoom in on it. You can click this, and you can make an arch. You can make it like, here you can see like how much of a bend you might want. You can go the other way. You can see which way you want the distortion to go. There's just so many things you can do. Let's put it back this way here, and then I would probably make it a little bit smaller. I don't know, but you kind of get the idea. So we'll try this and see how this one's going to look. It's probably not going to look the greatest. I was just kind of giving you guys an idea of what different things you can do. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to go up to File. We're going to go save. Before you save it, unhide the background so that way we don't save that with it. Sometimes I forget to do that. We'll go to Save As. I save it as a PNG. Now I'm going to rename this so that way we don't override the template. I don't know, we'll just call it a test. Then we'll go ahead and save. And now we'll go into Sims 4 Studio. So you want to go to Create a Sim Standalone. I did a female. Part type, we'll go to Tattoo. Now here you can choose, do you want lower back? Let's try the lower back. I always try to use base game so that way whenever I share it, no packs are required. Anybody can use it. So we have it clicked. We'll go to Next. And I'll just title this Test Tattoo. It doesn't matter. I'm going to save it directly into my mods folder. That's your package file that you would share. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and import that tattoo we just made. And here it is. Of course, it's really big. You can make it smaller. You can use a different font. I would probably recommend a different font. Here's the Grim Reaper on the back, of course. It does show up over to close in Sims 4 Studio, but it will be on the skin of the sim in-game. Here's the fingers. And let's see about the eye. And then there's the eye. So that's just a few different locations. We'll go into game and see what it's going to look like on the sim. Okay, so I do have the sim out that I want to use. I do have her in undergarments so you can see. I do have a a decensor in my game, so I will have to edit out looking for the tattoo, but you would just go to your tattoos and go find the tattoo that you just made. It'll have like the little wrench. Okay, so here we are, and here's see how the Grim Reaper is coming underneath the outfit. And we have our love-hate with a little bit of an arch here. The purple was a little tough to see, so we'd probably make that a different color. And let me get her a different hairstyle. Here we go. So you can see the Grim Reaper by her eye. And like I said, of course, you could always put it underneath the eye. You could use like a tear. This was strictly just for tutorials, just so you would see how it's done. And this would probably be, I'd make this a little bit lighter. So hopefully this helps somebody. You know, I'm going to try to start using the community tab a little bit. I'm still somewhat new to this YouTube thing. I haven't been uploading all too long, but I am going to try to post some pictures in the community tab along with a download link of the last tattoo that I did if anybody's interested. And maybe I'll post the video there from the last one that I made. Anyways, guys, I hope this helps somebody. If you have any other questions of any other placements or anything else that you can do, just feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to help. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.